Episode 23 of The Beardcaster. My name is Scott Sikora, and I am... Ho, 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 The Beardcaster. Welcome to my podcast. If you have a beard and a mustache, you're one of those great people who live in the community, and you are my target audience. So this podcast is all about the people and the stories and all the cool things that all you bearded guys do. And mustache guys, too. I don't want to forget you because you're just as important as the beard guys. So, there are so many interesting stories and situations that follow us with facial hair, from lifestyles to competitions to everyday life and the world around us. So, why don't you come and join me today as I share the stories and the cool things that bearded guys do, mustache guys do, and all the cool things that they're doing to be awesome. So once again, like I said, my name is Scott Sikora. I'm the Beardcaster. Holy cow, this episode's awesome. Like, I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited to share it with you. It's been work. This has been actually the toughest one I've had to do so far. I don't know why, but it's just been a lot of little rinky-dink writing and research and stuff that I'm not good at. So people think that podcasting can be easy. All you got to do is get behind a microphone and record it. Well, there's so much more to it. It's setting up interviews, it's going places, finding things to go do, finding people to talk to, and then it's hitting record, hopefully having a good, captivating story or something going on, then coming home, editing it, and doing all sorts of research and stuff, and that's what this kind of turned into. But this episode is all about the Krampus, or Krampus, depending on, I guess, what side of the Mississippi you're on. And a couple of our members from the Beards of the Old Northwest Club are involved in the Krampus of Cleveland. And it's a group that gets together in Cleveland, and they go to all the different Krampus events. And I'd like to thank Brian Karn for inviting me down to Annabell's in Akron, Ohio for the 2016 Krampusnacht festival, which is pretty much the night the Krampuses go out in the streets and they go up and down and look for all the children. Well, it happened on December 3rd, which was a couple days early than the traditional date, but I'd like to thank him for having us, or me, there was no one else with me, it was me by myself, come down. And number one, check out the cool costumes that they have, the really neat Krampus costumes they have that a lot of the guys actually hand carved themselves, which was really cool. And to actually experience the Krampus going down the street and the people and the parade that followed, it was really cool. So thank you, Brian and his brother Jerry, who are both members, like I said, of Beards of the Old Northwest. Now, after I did this interview with them and checked out the whole event, I came home and I was like, wow, there's a lot more to this other than what they were just telling me. So I figured I'd hop on the internet and the interwebs and, search Krampus and Krampusnacht and all that stuff. And I came across a whole bunch of videos and stuff on YouTube because I figured that'd probably be the better way to go than just Googling. I figured I could get some images and listen to some stuff. It's much faster for me to be able to do it that way. I'm not a fast reader, so that's one thing I wish I could change about myself. 2017, I make a resolution to read better. So there it is. Everyone heard it. So I looked on YouTube, and, there was so much stuff, but, it was all either too long, too short, didn't have good information, and so I just kept searching, and then finally I come across this one, and it was from a podcast called the Week in Doubt podcast. And I reached out to them, and I sent an email to them and said, hey, man, I loved your video. It's the story of the Krampus. I wish I remembered the name, but it is in my show notes. There is the video is right there, so you can just go to thebeardcaster.com/blog/Krampus. And the video will be right there. You'll see it along with this audio episode, all my show notes, all the links to all the stuff that I'm talking about. And so anyways, I reached out to the guy who did the thing. And so Phil got back to me, Phil Albertelli, who hosts this podcast called the Week in Doubt podcast. And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I mean, he was really cool. Once again, just like my my cicada episode, when I reached out to them, they were just tickled pink that, I wanted to help them spread their message and, the stuff that they put out, because they're putting out good material. And I found the good material and I want to share it with you. So Phil was like, yeah, sure, go do it. I'll just tell him when the episode comes out and stuff like that. And in the meantime, I downloaded a couple episodes of his podcast. It's really good stuff. So I highly suggest you go check out the Week in Doubt podcast. Subscribe. You can find it on all the different podcatchers. So blah, blah, blah. You know the story. What else? Let's see. I'm looking at my notes. I'm on very limited time to be able to record this. So I'm trying to get it out there real quick. You can find all my information at thebeardcaster.com. You just go there. You can get links to all my social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested more in about me, what I do, the other episodes of my podcast, my blog, which is where you can find all of my podcasts. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. I guess I just assumed that everyone knew that. When I'm directing everyone to the website, go to the blog, and that's how you get to the episodes of the podcast. There are also players all over the place. So if you don't want to go to iTunes or Stitcher or Google Play Music or iHeartRadio, you can just click play on one of the players on my page. There's tons of different ways to do it, and I try to lay it out as best as I can directly on my website. Speaking of podcasts, but a different podcast that came out this past week, another one that I highly suggest you check out, Into the Fray. Now, I want to thank Sam, Shannon, and who's that beardless guy? Oh, Ryan, yes. They had a nice little conversation about a blog that I wrote last year, Bearded Men and Ufology, which you can also find that on my blog. But thank you to them for reposting it on their website and talking about it on their podcast and everything. And I mentioned Sam in this podcast because as I was headed to the Krampusnacht, I was listening to this specific episode, and Sam was talking about how this weekend he was going out with some friends to the Krampus events that they were doing out in Los Angeles and stuff, and all the different events that were going on. And I thought it was kind of funny because it was like that's what I was going to do, but I wanted to plug something Sam does. And Sam's an artist and fantastic, just awesome guy. But Sam just put out this, it's pretty much an adult coloring book, and it's called Mr. Sam Sheridan's Creepy Christmas. It's a Merry Macabre coloring book, and it's awesome. I'm going to put links to this, but I highly suggest you go check this out. So, but I know I've been babbling way more, and this is going to be a little beefier episode, but go check out Sam. I'll put links into thefrayradio.com to check out their website, subscribe to them on all the different platforms and so on and so forth. But I got to stop talking and I got to get into this interview. But first, it's going to start off with the information about the Krampus from the Week in Doubt podcast. There's going to be about a 6-minute little audio tidbit about the history of Krampus. So if you have any questions or want to hear the history of it, here it is. It's going to be presented to you from Phil. Thank you for letting us do this. And then after that, we're going to have a bunch of different little interviews all spliced together from all the different people that I talked to at the Krampusnacht at Annabell's in Akron, Ohio on December 3rd. Got to take a breath there. It's talking too much. So without further ado, let's get right into this and go.
Hi, I'm Phil Albertelli, and welcome to this 2016 edition of the annual Week in Doubt Christmas special. In the past, I've only mentioned Krampus in passing, but seeing how it's the holiday season once again, and Krampus mania has seemingly reached critical mass, I figured that the time was finally right to dedicate an entire episode to this once obscure figure. In recent years, this creepy Yuletide character has been steadily clawing his way into popular culture. In 2012, he was the subject of a novel by artist and writer Gerald Braun. entitled Krampus the Yule Lord. Back in 2004, a comical depiction of the character appeared in an episode of the animated series The Venture Brothers, and this year he was depicted in 2 horror movies, one simply entitled Krampus and the other being A Christmas Horror Story. So although it looks like he's well on his way to becoming a household name, many of you are probably still asking the question, just who or what is Krampus? The first thing one notices about Krampus is a shocking bestial appearance that makes him look like some holdover from the pagan past, more akin to a satyr or devil than a heartwarming holiday character. One theory is that Krampus may have originally been one of the sons of Hel, the goddess of the underworld in Norse mythology. His demonic visage is complete with a shaggy coat of fur, horns, cloven hoof, sometimes one, sometimes two, and a lolling red tongue. In Alpine tradition, Krampus is a companion of St. Nicholas. In good cop, bad cop fashion, the two share a kind of division of labor. While Santa rewards good children, Krampus, armed with a scourge or switch of birch branches, or sometimes a whip, punishes naughty children. On his back he carries a sack or basket for carting away his child victims, possibly for drowning, transport to hell, or even for eating. Krampus is also often depicted as carrying chains, which as some suggest may symbolize the binding of the devil by Christianity. The character's exact origins are still a matter of speculation. Anthropologist John J. Honigman wrote the following in 1975. The St. Nicholas festival we are describing incorporates cultural elements widely distributed in Europe, in some cases going back to pre-Christian times. Nicholas himself became popular in Germany around the 11th century. The feast dedicated to this patron of children is only one winter occasion in which children are the objects of special attention, others being Martinmas, the Feast of the Holy Innocents, and New Year's Day. Masked devils acting boisterously and making nuisances of themselves are known in Germany since at least the 16th century, while animal masked devils combining dreadful comic, Scharig lustig antics appeared in medieval church plays. A large literature, much of it by European folklorists, bears on these subjects. Austrians in the community we studied are quite aware of quote-unquote heathen elements being blended with Christian elements in the St. Nicholas customs and in other traditional winter ceremonies. They believe Krampus derives from a pagan supernatural who was assimilated to the Christian devil. The assimilation or Christianization of existing pagan customs was a common practice stretching back into early Christian antiquity. In the case of Krampus, it appears he had been paired with St. Nicholas and made a part of Christian winter celebrations somewhere around the 17th century, if not earlier. In parts of the European world, the Feast of St. Nicholas is observed on December 6th. The night before is Krampusnacht, or Krampusnight. Either accompanying Nicholas or on his own, the figure visits homes and businesses. Nicholas rewards good children with gifts, while Krampus dispenses coal and bundled sticks. In the Austrian region of Styria, the bundled sticks, or Ruten bundles, are presented to families where they are displayed year-round to remind children to behave, lest they should face the punishment of Krampus. Another Krampus tradition is the Krampuslauf, a Krampus run, or run of the Krampuses. Young men fueled by alcohol, often a brandy concoction, take to the streets dressed as the bestial figure. While Krampus parades and festivals have long been a part of Austrian and Bavarian winter celebrations, recently they have been gaining increasing popularity in parts of the Czech Republic. In some cases, participants also dress as beings, sometimes female in appearance, known as Perchten, frightful minions of Perchta, another pagan holdover based on an ancient Upper Germanic Alpine goddess known as Pert. Pert started out as a benevolent pagan goddess, but over time became depicted as a nightmarish witch-like being who slices open the abdomens of her victims, replacing their organs with sticks, pebbles, and other debris before sewing them back up. Now, you might think that alcohol-fueled young men in demonic costumes might be a recipe for disaster, but I was only able to find one article about any kind of violence breaking out at a Krampus run. According to the Huffington Post, festivities in Austria recently got out of hand when one overzealous costume participant injured 5 teens with his scourge of bundled sticks. The publication also reports that Austrian authorities had to warn Syrian and Iraqi refugees ahead of time so they wouldn't be frightened when revelers dressed as the devilish Krampus, as dictated by tradition, came knocking on their doors. Another long-standing tradition is the exchanging of Krampuskarten, a practice which goes back to the 1800s. The cards usually depict Krampus in his traditional role as the punisher of naughty children, but some are more adult-themed and depict the bestial figure pursuing women. So from the pagan past to modern-day greeting cards, from European folklore and tradition to recent American cinema, it seems Krampus mania is here to stay. I hope you enjoyed this special holiday episode of The Week in Doubt. Thanks for listening, and Gross vom Krampus.
What's the name of the event tonight?
Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht?
Krampusnacht. It's Krampus night in German.
Oh, yeah. So I was trying to wonder, like, how to pronounce it, number one, and what it meant. So, what is tonight about?
Krampus night is about the Krampus coming out, and actually it's December 5th. We're a little early, but Saturday's a Saturday, and Monday's a Monday. So we're doing Krampus night tonight, and it's Krampus is a Christmas demon in the old country where he takes care of the bad boys and girls so St. Nicholas doesn't have to.
So he beats them?
Beats them, takes them away, different levels depending on the family and how they were brought up. And
Where does he take them away to?
his lair and his cave. I've heard stories where they've taken them and tied the kids up to trees in the woods and left them there. And, of course, it was the father and the uncle who did it, and then they go find them 10 minutes later. And
So they're just trying to pretty much scare the shit out of the kids.
scare the kids so they behave, and same thing like we do with our Santa Claus and our naughty and nice list.
I think this is a more beneficial. Oh, geez, we like that. We want more of that. Those are the sounds of the Krampus. Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's like the swatting your kid when he's bad. It's the teaching them through. If you're bad, you're gonna get a discipline instead of like, oh, every kid's always nice, and it's the
always getting candy and cookies.
It's the millennial Christmas. So, but okay, now you are. I'm talking to Jerry right now. Jerry's part of my beard club, Beards of the Old Northwest, and Jerry is also part of Cleveland Krampus. And I'm here tonight to kind of cover. I'm going to talk to a bunch of different people, kind of find out what their beliefs and thoughts are of what the Krampus is and everything. I'm sure they're all the same, but I kind of wanted to just talk to a whole bunch of different people and just, I guess, get the idea of what Krampus is out there. So tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this.
Well, I got involved through my brother Brian, who was sitting at one of the local German bars in Cleveland, and the owner came out one day with her fingers up and talking about she was Krampus, and Brian kind of was like, what's that? And they looked it up on their fast phone and found out this demon, and that was 5 years ago when it stuck. And
oh, well, here we got Brian with us right now, so let's talk to you too. Hello. Okay.
Hey, Brian Karn.
Brian Karn. He is Cleveland Krampus, part of the Cleveland Krampus. Is it a group?
It is a group, and we are starting just our annual season of going out and whacking people
With your reeds?
with the switches and sticks and bells and all kinds of stuff, chains and all kinds.
Do you guys use bamboo sticks to hit the children with?
Yeah, no, just birch branches.
Oh, why birch?
It lasts longer.
Oh, okay.
It is a German tradition that they use birch branches.
All right, so according to German tradition, the Krampus beats the children with the birch branch.
Yes.
That sounds good. Now, how did you get involved in all this? Because your brother was just trying to explain this, and I was telling everyone that I know you as well through the Beards of the Old Northwest Club, and I've caught wind that you guys have been.
What we want.
Yeah, you guys do what you want. We live by rules, but. But anyways, so as I was talking to Jerry, trying to get the backstory about how you guys got involved in this, it's been an ongoing thing that I've been following for the past few years that you guys have been doing. So go back to the beginning, and we're going to be checking in and out with you all night long. But I kind of want to get a little backstory about the whole Krampus of Cleveland. Like, where did it start?
Well, it started at a little German bar we used to hang out at, and the owners actually. We were sitting at the bar one night, and they came out dressed in wigs and yelling at us, "We better be good. You better be good."
Were they hitting you with birch sticks?
Yeah, no, they weren't that bad. They didn't have the horns or anything, but the one girl, she looked like she had horns, but
maybe she did.
She could have. But yeah, we started, and they were talking about just the Krampus, and we just went home and started looking it up and just fell in love with the tradition, and 7 years later, here we are.
Now, tell me what the tradition of the Krampus is.
Well,
what's the backstory?
Krampus comes with St. Nicholas, and he takes the bad children for St. Nicholas and takes them to his lair, eats them, shakes them,
rattles them up a little bit.
Yeah, and or he'll eat them. So yeah, it's very involved. It's very, very scary sometimes, and some kids run and scream, and some kids come up and give us high fives.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've watched a couple videos, which I will also post videos in the blog section for this of the Austrian Krampus parades that they have, which are pretty insane. I was watching one of those, and wow, that stuff's pretty crazy. Now, what is going on here tonight?
This is the Krampus, Krampuslauf, and the Krampuslauf is from German, meaning Krampus run, and every year over in Germany, Austria, they do parades in different towns, a bunch of different towns. That's a Krampus in the background getting ready, so you guys go be good. Yes. But
no, it adds to the effect of what tonight is. So,
but they go and they actually do a bunch of parades, and they run through the streets, and just literally thousands of people do this every year. In each little town, there's thousands of Krampi over there, and they run around and they cause havoc.
Well, like I was telling you when I first got here, I was listening to a podcast, Into the Fray tonight, and Sam Sheridan was talking about Krampus in Los Angeles, and was pretty much talking about it was funny because he was talking about the event that I was coming to tonight. And it's really kind of this thing that's kind of really taking hold in culture now, and it's Krampus of Los Angeles, Krampus of Cleveland. So now it's like each city, does it seem to you that each city's getting their own Krampus team?
Yes, it does. They're sprouting up everywhere. Norfolk, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Columbus.
Would you say that the Cleveland Krampus is better than the Pittsburgh Krampus?
Yes, by far. No.
Okay. SC. BMC.
Suckers. But yeah, no, they're popping up everywhere. There's Philadelphia, Milwaukee's got them, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and it's catching hold. You look at all the towns and all the little towns over in Germany that have them, and Austria, they're literally everywhere. And you get to hear this all night long.
Hey, that's all right. Okay, what is the purpose of the bells and the chains and all that stuff?
That's to warn. The bells are to warn children that Krampus is coming, and the chains are to chain them and the baskets are the soul baskets where you put into the basket and you get taken away, and that's where he keeps you until he's ready to eat you.
So if the children hear these bells coming down the road, what are they supposed to do?
They're supposed to run if they're smart.
So they're not supposed to come up and hug the Krampus.
Yeah, if they're smart, they'll run.
Now,
I've heard stories of a kid when he come up to us at Oktoberfest, and he said, I remember you guys, when I was a kid, I heard the bells coming, so I run and hid upstairs in my room, and all of a sudden my room door blasted open, and so I run out and jumped out the window. 2 stories down, he jumped out of his window because Krampus was coming to get him.
And was the Krampus at his door?
It was I think it was his uncle or something, but
his uncle's a jerk.
Totally.
Now, okay, can you tell me what the Krampus is? What I heard...
He's a demon. He's a demon that St. Nicholas summoned from the pits of hell to keep in check and to keep the children in line.
Now, why has this been a secret my whole entire life till recently?
It's been a secret in my life all the way up until 7 years ago.
Things take a long time to get across the sea, apparently.
It does, yeah. It's the pond factor, yeah.
Well, and then the internet came along, so that now helps us get it. But now, what kind of creature is it, though? I mean,
he's a horned demon,
like a goat.
A goat demon, half goat, half human, and
all full of love for the
all full of love for the pain.
Now, like, the guys that are dressing up as Krampus tonight have all different sorts. I mean, are there different depictions, or is it each individual's depiction of what they feel the Krampus is? Yes,
it is, and they're not all the same. There's different groups make all kind of a similar kind of mask, and some groups are just a gambit of different masks, and they're some have 3, 4 horns, 5 horns, 6 horns. Some of them are called perched in. Perched in are the ones with the big goofy looking faces and the multiple horns, and they're different times of year that they're used, and to also they chase away the spring, or they chase away the evil witches in the town. Like if there's a town and they have a witch, Krampus will come and scare the witch away.
So the Krampus is really good.
He's a good guy
in sheep's clothing, kind of.
Yeah. Once you take that clothing off, though, he gets kind of scary.
Okay, now what is your role tonight? Who are you?
I am St. Nicholas, and
now why is that? Why are you St. Nicholas? Are you like the leading of them?
Yeah, I'm leading them. I just like doing St. Nicholas because he's a fun guy. Who doesn't like St. Nicholas?
I can think of a couple people, but
the one you're going to see tonight is going to be awesome.
Well, I've seen your costume before, so is it similar to what you've done before?
Yes, it is.
All right, and I'll be taking tons of pictures of this, so this will all be in the blog post and everything, along with the audio to this. And I'm going to be talking to a lot of different people tonight. And, do I need to talk to this person?
Yes.
Okay, who are you?
My name is Liz Cetera.
Liz Cetera. Tell me, what am I going to ask her?
Ask her about our 501c3.
Oh, yes. Okay, 501c3. This is a charity event.
We are actually in the process of filing our paperwork for a 501c3.
But that's cool, though. But
yep, we're focusing on preserving the tradition. So because we've been incorporated and we have our EIN, our next step is to file the paperwork.
Now this is the Krampus of Cleveland, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay, so Krampus of Cleveland is now trying to do charity work. Now, okay. Can you tell me more about this?
Okay. What our goal is we want to preserve the tradition. So we're focusing on cultural and education.
And bells.
And bells. And cheer.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was going to be such a noisy night, but this is actually, it kind of adds to the ambiance of the fun with it. So this is really cool. So continue, sorry.
Okay. So like I said, we started the process and we're really excited because we've had a lot of support and a lot of interest in, learning more about Krampus and who he really is.
How did you get involved with this?
Interestingly enough, my husband, he met the guys a couple years ago and he loved Krampus and he wanted to join. So
So you kind of tagged along with them, or tugged. What's the proper word? Tagged along or tugged along?
I got drug into this.
No, that's a drug, but it's not a bad thing though.
No, it's not. And we've really pulled together as a team to really make it happen and work. And we're really excited about moving forward and doing more events, that's family friendly. And I'm German heritage, so it's really important to me to pass on to my son for the future. So it's something that we're really passionate and excited about.
Now, see, this just tonight already took a fantastic twist because I was not expecting this angle to the whole thing. And this even fits more into why I podcast and stuff. And it's the whole events of doing charity events, trying to preserve things, trying to do things for people who need help. And, of course, a bunch of my beard guys are involved in this, so that's how I get involved in it. And it's just kind of like a trickle-down effect. But now what are the plans for the future of Krampus of Cleveland? Like, do you guys have more events planned for the future?
We do. We actually we're at the Hofbrau House tomorrow for a day with Krampus, and it's family-friendly and St. Nick. And then we actually have a photo opportunity on the 13th and 14th at an oddity shop. So if you go to our Facebook page, which is Krampus of Cleveland, you'll be able to check out our upcoming dates. We're also doing the Music Box December 10th with the Chardon Polka Band.
I'm from Chardon.
Oh, are you?
Yes, I know the Chardon Polka Band really well.
Yes, Jake and the gang. We're really excited. This is our second year doing the brunch with Krampus and Santa.
When is that again?
That's at 2 o'clock, or doors open at 1. Its show starts at 2, and that's at the Music Box downtown Cleveland.
All right, and I will put links to all these show notes in my blog and everything, so all you need to do is just check those out real quick, and you can find all the information for this. Well, I thank you so very much for that information. That's really great.
Oh, you're very welcome. And on our Facebook page, you can also join our mailing list. We have a sign-up button, so just click on it and give us your email address, and we'll send you newsletters and events on information on our upcoming events.
Krampus of Cleveland rules.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm with the new Krampus right now. What is your name?
My name's Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to meet you. I've met you many times before. It was a surprise to see you walk in the door as Krampus. So you are new to the whole Krampus of Cleveland scene, correct?
I am. This is my second time.
And your outfit is fantastic. Please explain your outfit to me.
Well, I was going for the more natural look. I figured Krampus would be beastly, and he lives in, the woods and whatnot. So I figured I'd put some foliage on me.
Yeah. So you got some pine cones and pine needles and...
Yes, some bones and some random fur. And a little Christmassy at the same time, because Krampus did follow St. Nicholas, if you remember.
Yes, correct. This is what I'm learning tonight. This is a big learning experience. Gosh, you guys look so great.
Yeah, Krampus was one of St. Nicholas's companions, and then he turned a little sour.
I don't know if sour is the right word. If you're beating children, that's a little bit more than sour.
We don't look at it as a bad thing. So
now, how did you get involved in this?
Brian, the leader of the Krampus pack. He knew I did some music videos and I'd done some haunted house experience, and he asked me if I was interested in becoming part of the Krampus crew, and I said, hell yeah. Of course.
Hell yeah, perfect word.
Yeah. So, here I am. This is my second time, and I loved it the first time, and this time around it's going to be even better, and I'm excited because I am one of the only females. Only female.
Oh, really? I didn't...
Yes, I'm the only female Krampus, and I'm the one that, if you don't recognize me throughout all the Krampuses, I'm the one that's very child-sized.
That's what I was going to say. You're probably the smallest one, because you're standing next to Jerry right now, and you come to the bottom of his beard.
Yes, yeah, I'm only a 5'3" standing, so if you see a little Krampus running around, that's me. That's Sarah.
Well, it's kind of funny because, like I said, we've met many times and seen you around, and to watch you walk walking in this outfit was like really kind of funny because I'm used to seeing you like dressed in it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, girlyish, and then
My hair down and makeup, and here I am in a big like Furby kind of outfit and in a switch.
Well, it's really awesome. I'm glad to be here to talk to you guys. Tell me a little bit about, like, did you learn from them, like, about the history of the Krampus, or did you kind of look into it yourself?
I kind of looked into it myself a few years back when Krampuses was coming, like, popularized, and I kind of, like, did my own little research, my own little history. But I did learn a few things from Brian and his crew as well. So, it definitely was a learning experience. I can say that, and I love it.
Now, do you think Saint Nick or Krampus is better? Who's better? Pick your team.
Oh man, I gotta go with the brutes, man. The Krampus. I like a little edge. I like the evil.
Now, do you think the millennials would say that the Krampus bullies these kids too much, and they would be offended?
Well, Krampus only bullies the kids that are bullies themselves.
This is true. This is true. This is what we have to remember.
If you're good children, then you don't need to worry about us. But if you act like little assholes, then guess what? We're going to treat you like it.
That's right. The Krampus is going to treat you like an asshole.
Exactly. Yes. And I did bring candy for the good children, so...
How do you know if they're good, though?
We could tell in their eyes.
Ah, all right. You look deep into their eyes and you can watch. All right. Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Well, who are you?
Justin Karn.
You're another Karn.
The Karn.
You guys like grow on trees or something?
Pretty much.
And you all have beards. How funny.
Always.
Jeez, that's
Keeps us warm during the winter.
Yeah, it does. Well, so does the beer.
Yeah.
And the Krampus costumes, apparently, with all the fur and everything on them.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot better than Labor Day weekend.
Oh, yeah, because it's a little hot.
90-degree weather and all this fur does not mix well.
So pretty much the Krampus is like a family thing for you guys.
Pretty much so far. With the addition of Ed and Liz, though, they've been a huge help and everything. They actually learned from us being in Oktoberfest.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I knew that Brian and Jerry did it. So and now it's such a learning experience to learn that the whole entire what?
That's Dad.
Oh, that's your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good. Here, I thought he was like.
Is genetic.
Wow, it is. But it's really cool to see that it's become a family event for you guys. I mean, not only the beard growing, but also the whole Krampus thing. So, but now, when did you start doing it? Pretty much when everyone else did?
Yeah, probably about 3-4 years ago.
So
my first mask, and then every year I carved another one. I have 3 now.
Okay, so you custom make your masks then, right?
Yes.
Now, how do you?
Carve them all out of wood.
What kind of wood? Different types.
Yeah, some of them mostly out of pine. We're starting to make them out of pine. That's what we started using them with.
Is that a traditional?
We got them from Home Depot, 2x12s or 2x10s. Glue them all together, stack them all up, and we carve it out of that.
Sweet. So is that a traditional way to make the Krampus mask?
No, it's usually out of a solid block of wood, and it's chiseled and everything,
But they're made out of wood, though, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So like the traditional Krampus masks from years and years and years ago were all handcrafted masks, correct?
Yes. Usually the first ones actually came out just like a piece of plywood, and the face was painted on it.
That's not.
And that's what they were, using back then.
That's called lazy.
Yeah.
So you guys actually put heart and love and soul into these things.
Oh yeah. Once we heard about it, we fell in love with them.
Yeah, well, it's definitely. I mean, same with me. This is something new that I just learned about a few years ago from, once again, the Karns. And, to be here tonight is a really great learning experience, especially talking to everyone throughout, from new people to guys that have been doing it, and then to hear the history of it. It's really cool. So thank you. Thank you for being a Krampus.
Thank you.
Yes. What is your name, sir?
My name is Gary Moon.
Gary Moon, and you are a Krampus.
Yes.
Well, right now you're a Krampus, but not in real life.
No.
Now tell me how you got involved in this.
Because I'm an actor.
An actor?
Yes.
All right. Now tell me a little bit about yourself. Other than you're an actor and you're dressed as a Krampus right now.
Well, I'm an actor and a scholar and all kinds of weird shit like that.
Uh-huh.
So, ethnicity is Greek, but Eastern European. So, this tradition is well known to me. So,
And are you from Akron?
yes.
All right. Now, have you been doing this event with them for 2 years?
Right.
How did you get introduced to the whole thing? I mean, like, how did you? Was it something you learned about when you were young? And
When I was young, because my people are Eastern European.
yeah.
So the whole idea of Cert or Krampus from Eastern Europe, Cert is more Eastern European, Krampus is more Austrian, German, all that guy.
That's cool. Well, I thank you for talking to me real quick, and we hope you enjoy the eat. Wow, that's a nice one right there.
Oh my!
There's lots.
That one too.
Yeah, there's lots of good ones here tonight. But thank you very much.
Sure.
All right, what is your name?
My name's Joe.
Joe. I like your beard.
Thank you. I like yours too.
Well, I'm talking to you because you have that,
Ah,
and
okay.
you're at the Krampus event now. Tell me tell me why you're here,
She invited me.
Hi,
and who are you?
I'm Jen.
Jen, nice to meet you. Now, you guys have the Krampus horns on, and you have some hairy vest and some deer. Well, those aren't even real, but that's all right though. It works. You can claw someone's eye out with that.
Right.
So why are you here?
I think that there's not enough darkness in our world, and we need some Krampus.
So night doesn't count.
Huh?
Night doesn't count every day.
No.
You're talking like darkness, like Darth Vader darkness.
Yes, the dark side.
But isn't the Krampus kind of good though?
It is kind of good. It kind of keeps everybody in check. You know, you got 20 days to get your shit together before Santa comes. So, you know, you just gotta.
Watch your P's and Q's, as they say.
Correct.
Do you know what P's and Q's stands for?
I don't know.
Pints,
So principles and quotients and.
pints and quarts. That's what it stands for. You can look it up. Look it up.
Thank you. I feel much smarter.
Hey, I'm here to educate you as well. But okay, so have you guys been to this before?
I was here last year. Yeah.
And you obviously had a good enough time to come back.
I did. I enjoyed the German food, you know, get a little bit of your own heritage going on. And, you know, since I'm not in the mother country, may as well practice some of the things that they do, right?
Yeah, that's very cool. And so this is your first time.
This is my first time.
And she made you come?
She didn't make me come. She invited me, and it seemed interesting enough for me that I came.
And you decided to bring your own horns. Did you make those?
No, she made them.
Okay,
I'm
wow.
not so crafty, but I did bring my glasses.
Your bells, yes. Yeah. Well, and you hit a nice hard note when I took your picture.
Exactly. I try. Well, you can't do this softly.
Well, I know. And how often do you get to take one of those out into public and just beat on it?
Almost never.
That's right. There you go. So
Exactly.
this is a good occasion for that.
Exactly.
Well, I thank you guys for talking to me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, I'm currently walking down in the middle of the Krampus. All of them. I don't know if anyone can tell. There's a lot of jingling and jangling going on right now. Apparently to get the kids scared to go inside. We got a lot of Krampi. So we were trying to discuss, what's the plural of Krampus? Krampuses or Krampi? I'm trying to take this all in right now. This is my first experience. It's a very noisy experience for sure. But everyone's having a good time. There's no rioting going on. People are dancing. Children aren't getting killed. Which is good. Someone has bad gas, though. It's probably the Krampus. Would you say there's about 25,000 people here right now?
Yes.
At least.
At least.
Yes, and they're all here to celebrate the Krampus, correct?
That is correct.
Awesome. And what's your take on this, sir?
This is phenomenal.
Yes, are you scared?
A little bit.
Good. You're supposed to be. You must have been bad then.
I was.
All right. Awesome. We're all jaywalking! Krampus is beating the jaywalkers currently. I'd like to talk to the Krampuses Bell right now. What do you have to say? It's a big bell, sir. There's little children following now, but the children are supposed to be running from the... You need to run from the Krampus, children. Run! They're going to take you to hell and beat you. Or so I heard on the internet. Hello! Look at that beard. It's beautiful. Not that you can see it right now, but if you look at the Facebook Live video, you'll be able to follow along at home. I'll put a link to it in the show notes, as I always say. So if you're interested in finding out more and to seeing the video that was going on with this, you can do that. Here, let's flip this around. And may I ask who you are, sir?
I'm St. Nicholas.
Yeah, hi, St. Nicholas. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well.
Are we having fun?
We're having a blast.
Awesome. Thanks for talking to me. What a creep. These poor girls, they're getting chased. They don't know what to do. And cut. I'd like to thank Brian and Jerry Karn and all the cool people I talked to. Liz, Sarah, Justin, Gary Moon, the actor, and Joe and Jen for chatting with me. And I hope that you found the Krampusnacht fun and learned a few cool things, because I sure did. It was a really good time. And I am actually really excited about going to it next year and going to other multiple events the Krampus of Cleveland is going to be doing. So that was really cool. So one of the things that happened when I was at this event, I ran into, there was someone I interviewed in there, a guy named Joe, and he just looked familiar to me. And I went back and started talking to him later, and he had a nice little chin beard, and that was kind of what drew me to him to go talk to him. And we started chatting, and turned out that he lived in a town over, and we're about the same age. He was into bands, into music, and played with a bunch of guys I knew. And when, we had known each other in passing from years and years and years ago. So that was really cool. So it's always cool to go to these events and just talk to random people. And here, lo and behold, I run into someone I haven't seen in probably, 85 years or something like that. But it was really cool to run into Joe. And then he starts telling me about being in a new band and everything. So I was like, so we would start talking about it, and he ended up giving me a CD, and his band's called Something Involving a Monkey. And he's like, it's a little different. I hope you like it. And I'm like, I'll tell you what. I'm like, if I end up liking it, can I play some music on my podcast? And he's like, yeah, sure, go ahead. So I am going to play some stuff. So when I'm all done with everything here, I want you to stick around to the very bitter end and check out Something Involving a Monkey. Once again, links to all their websites and all that stuff. And I greatly appreciate it. Go to thebeardcaster.com for all my social media stuff once again. And you can directly email me at scott@thebeardcaster.com. And I appreciate everything. Everyone have a wonderful holiday. And I ask, just tell a couple people about this. If you like it, if you get value, if you find it entertaining, please tell a couple friends to help get the word out there so I can get out to more people. So without further ado, everyone have a wonderful holiday. I'll have one more episode left for this year, and I will talk to you all, and ciao.